Hello everyone, this is Weston Zulairwise with another video forecast. In today's video, we break down the upcoming severe weather coming to portions of the Central Plains, along with portions of the Ohio Valley and Dixie Valley. In today's video, we break that all down for you, starting off with the Day 6 outlook. We have an extremely large 15% chance of severe weather. This is a 15% chance of anywhere in this area getting a severe warning. Some larger areas you see are Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Kansas City, Fort Smith, Little Rock, along with St. Louis. Now, this day I feel is more of a conditional risk, especially down here in this half. Now, this northern half I feel will more than likely see storms, but it is definitely more of a conditional risk. Now, looking at the wider picture, I feel this day will be larger for severe weather. And as you can tell, this is the biggest slight risk ever. And I feel this will likely go enhanced, at least by day 1. I do feel this area here has the greatest severe weather threat down here in the Dixie Valley. Up here it is still more of a question, but definitely going to have to pay attention. Moving forward to the GFS. If we go ahead and move ahead some, I don't know why it's not advancing. You can tell we're going to get fairly quiet here over the next couple days. We are going to see a little bit of moisture here on Wednesday, try and surge back in with another atmospheric river over here on the west coast. And here's our low pressure spinning out here just off the map. But we are going to see a bit of moisture down here in South Texas into parts of Mexico. Could bring a marginal risk of severe weather. Nothing too crazy though. Now, moving ahead, here's our big event. So this is Saturday. You can tell there doesn't seem to be much down here, if anything, on the GFS. And even across this area, there's really nothing. That's why this risk was a bit questionable. But then we also got to watch that Sunday. We're watching, as that is some pretty heavy snowfall here too, along with a little bit of snow up here in Kansas City right after it. But then we set up for the big day, which is Sunday. Right here, Sunday. Backing it up. So here you go, Saturday. Now here's into Sunday. You can tell yet again, not very much. We have this in our northern risk. And we have showers starting to fill in. Sorry about that stutter there. But it's definitely a bit of a question still of what is going to happen. And I feel the European model paints a good picture. But just looking at this fully through, it looks like we are about to get extremely active in the southern plains, along with the Dixie Valley. Could see a bit lower activity, but still pretty active. Here's the instability that we can look at. You can tell. Go ahead and move ahead. This is on Thursday for that surge of moisture. Friday. Then here's our severe risk, Saturday. Not the most Cape. Sunday, there's a decent amount, and especially over here, we have around 3,000 joules per kilogram. Marginal tornado threat, extremely small hodograph. Not that too crazy of a sounding. Now, if we look at bulk shear, this shows about how much wind shear is in the atmosphere. And if we look here, Friday, now we head into Saturday. You can tell we are going to get a bit of shear building in, but not too crazy amounts. Going ahead, you can tell we are also going to see some shear filling in here, especially up here. We do have the stronger shear down here, weaker shear, but more Cape. So we definitely have a lot of fine-tuning to do to these forecasts, and do expect changes to those outlooks. Now, looking at the European model, shows a bit higher resolution. So there's that activity with that moisture. And this one, yeah, it shows a few showers, but not like any thunderstorms, like how they're predicting. So now moving it forward, it still is in question. The European obviously shows better down here in the Dixie Alley, along with those few discrete storms up here in the Ohio Valley. But like I said, looks like we're about to get really active next Wednesday. Then another system that Saturday. Then yet again another system on Monday. So it is about to get extremely active, I feel. Now looking at bulk shear again here on the European though. So this is into Saturday. You can tell it does paint the picture of shear filling back in. And it still has the most shear up here in the Ohio Valley. So definitely going to have to watch that for an isolated tornado. Strong tornado or two cannot be ruled out on either of these days. Now if we look at the Canadian model, it's kind of the outlier model, but it's an okay model to look at. So as you can tell, Saturday, yet again, doesn't really show the best picture. Paints a decent picture down here, showing this huge risk for severe weather, but doesn't show it super intense. But it does show that we are going to get extremely active, it looks like. So I think that's one thing we can all agree on. Looking at Cape, you can tell we are going to have a decent amount of Cape filling in here on Saturday. But then Sunday, we do have a big day, and man, if we had storms back here, this would be crazy. It's going to be, so we do have a marginal tornado threat. There's a ton of Cape back there, which is kind of crazy. But then here on Sunday, there is quite a bit of Cape. Down here, sounding towards New Orleans, definitely could show tornado hazard type. Really doesn't. Super small photograph. Really not a really good sounding. I mean, your 3 Cape is 1. So it's pretty crazy. Bulk shear again. You can tell it's going to start to fill back in here on Friday. So it all paints a good picture that the best shear is going to be up here in the Ohio Valley. Most severe weather is going to stay here in the Dixie Alley. And this area is just a toss-up. This area, we definitely have tons of fine-tuning to do. Hope you guys all did enjoy today's video. Hope you will drop a like and subscribe. 29 subscribers away from 200. Once we hit 200, we will be doing a live stream. Hope you guys all do enjoy today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.